What is up, y'all? Snipes-n-Snarfblatts, your unauthorized place for Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 20th Century Fox. I am your host, Jason, as always, and we have almost absolutely nothing to talk about today. It's been not nothing at all, but it's been a really light week in the era of news for the Disney Empire, so we're actually doing what most people do when it gets to this time, and a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about are some really heavy rumors that are going around right now. So some of this stuff might not even happen, but we're going to talk about it anyway because it seems like everybody else is. And like I said, most of this stuff, almost all of it in fact, did not make the site because I don't really like to write about rumors and speculate about rumors because that stuff stays up there forever and people just keep looking at it thinking I'm crazy after a while. So we're going to just go ahead and get rolling into it, roll out the mouse and the desk lamp. And the first thing in the mouse and the desk lamp where we talk about all things entertainment, Disney and Pixar, is obviously going to be Aladdin. And we're going to talk about Aladdin. Aladdin came out last week. If you haven't seen my first reaction video or you haven't read my more in-depth review, go check that out. It's on Snipes-n-Snarfblatts under movie reviews for the review. And the video should be somewhere on this channel you're watching right now. But anyway, check those out. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. And I am not the only one. This thing has been doing very good. It has totally exceeded the numbers Disney thought it was going to exceed. So we're going to get right into what those numbers are as of right now. I'm going to pull them up right now. Let's see. It opened with a weekend at $91.5 million just domestic, which that is about, I think they were going for like somewhere between 75 and 80. So I mean, we're like $11 million plus over where they wanted to open this thing at. But as of right now, just domestically, it's at 128 million, and then a combined worldwide, we're at 267, almost 268 $1 million worldwide. Just to put this in a little bit of perspective, this movie only cost $183 million to make. So they've already made their budget back, plus probably most of their I would say most of their marketing, but they've spent a pretty penny marketing this thing. This thing is everywhere. But at the same time, either way, they've made their money back pretty much in a week, which for any movie, that's what you want. I mean, that's expectations right there. There you go. I mean, that blows away anything you were expecting. But I've noticed more so than anything, it seems to have brought people back around to this whole live action thing and really turned it into a thing that people, I think, are going to be a lot more excited for. Because, I mean, Dumbo, look, I liked Dumbo, but even in my review I said it's a good film, not a great film. And good don't really work nowadays. So, I mean, a lot of people walked out of that movie and hated it, thought it was very lackluster. And, I mean, you know I hate Maleficent. It's a very divisive movie. Cinderella was really good. Beauty and the Beast was Beauty and the Beast was great, just like Aladdin was great. But more films to this caliber, where most people tend to like them, are going to really bring people around to this live action. Because, I mean, as of right now, people were kind of on the fence on if we should even do these things. Now, if Lion King knocks it home, I think there will be no more questions in anyone's head as more of these come out. And that's if Lion King knocks it home. I'm still one of the very few people that I'm on the fence with that one because I still haven't seen any talking animals. So we'll know going into it. We still got a couple months. Hopefully there's going to be another big fleshed out trailer that gives us some talking animals and what to expect. But until that time, like I said, check out my reviews. But bravo, Aladdin. Great job for the live actions. Wow. Like I said, I loved this movie. I thought it was fantastic. Honestly, when I walked out of the first Aladdin cartoon, they said they were going to do Return of Jafar. As upset as I was at the fact that Robin Williams wasn't going to be in Return of Jafar, I still also was thinking to myself, why are we doing a sequel to this? It's not needed. It's not really even wanted. But this time, when he said, I'll get you, and went back, I mean, when they gave us the same ending, basically, and I want more. I want to see the sequel. Now, I would love to see them take Return of Jafar, which is really light on anything, and then I think it was The King of Thieves was the third anime they made. I'd love to see someone make an amalgam of those and kind of smash them together. But I'm sure we're talking way in the future on that one because we've got all kinds of animated films to keep remaking, and I am totally on board after how great this one was. So, anyway, spent way too much time on the box office for Aladdin, so we're going to get into the next thing from the Mouse and Desk Lamp, and that is some Pixar stuff. And Toy Story 4, you know, is around the corner. Got my tickets. Tickets went on sale the other day. I entered that battle, and I will be in the Dolby day one for that. But there's talk going about, and I don't know how strong this rumor is. I actually, tell you the truth, I don't even remember exactly where it came from. I know I heard it on either the Campy or Collider show, but I don't remember where they quoted it from exactly. But this is still, like I said, no studio confirmation on this. This is just a report from sources. But they are saying that this Toy Story 4 might actually lead to a fifth. So there might be a fifth installment of Toy Story. And that's usually how this goes. Like, once you have a trilogy, it's locked in stone. But the second you tend to add something to that trilogy, and this is the part I'm scared of, because the second you tend to add to that trilogy, that's when you just start to go until they're dead. And I really don't want to see Toy Story go until they're dead. Because, I mean, you want everything to end on a high note, especially when it's something this good. I mean, like I said, the last show, we're talking 100%, 98% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. These movies are perfect. So, I mean, even if the fourth one winds up being a perfect score or close to it, how long do you keep that up if you keep milking it? And if they're talking 5, you know if 5 gets the same numbers, they're talking 6. So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm that excited about a fifth. I don't know if I'm that excited about syndicating this thing like it's a damn series. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm that behind that. I was sketchy on taking a perfect trilogy and adding a fourth to it until they've kind of made me come around and think, okay, this could be really good, even though it looks like a little old hat, a little been there, done that. But man, if this winds up being been there, done that, and they still greenlight a fifth, I feel like we're just running this thing into oblivion eventually, and I just really don't want to see that. I don't know. I'd like to hear y'all's thoughts in the comments about a fifth. I mean, like I said, always comment with me on these because I want to know what other people think too. Because I don't know. Do we want a fifth? Hell, did we want a fourth Toy Story? You know what I'm saying? Like, much less a fifth. I don't know. I'm going to come around the fourth. We'll see come 4 if I want 5. But I'm like I said, I'm not scared of 5 because if 4 is good, yeah, bring on 5. But when do we start getting to the point where we're like, all right, maybe we need to stop while we're still on top of the game? See, that's what I think I'm more concerned with than anything. But anyway, that's all I'm going to spend on that. I'm not going to spend much time on some of this stuff because, like I said, it's all really in rumor territory. So I'm just going to kind of get my thoughts out there, and then y'all can feedback and tell me what y'all think about these rumors too. But we're going to run out of that, and we're going to run right into the 9 realms. And the 9 realms is where we talk about everything in the Marvel universe. And in the Marvel universe, under Marvel Studios right now, there is a giant rumor that actually gave life to another rumor. All right, the first part of this rumor, I don't remember where it came from at all, but people kept saying that they wanted Deadpool in Spider-Man 3. And that's how they were introduced Deadpool into the Marvel universe. Now that, the second I heard that, I was like, that's horse crap. There's no way in hell they're going to do that. Because, one, why would they just buy this property from Fox and debut it in another studio's distributed movie and share the wealth? There's no point in that. That's not recouping nothing from what they got in the first place. Not to mention this. I could have swore at CinemaCon we were all there when they said that Deadpool was going to be they alluded to the fact that 20th Century Fox was going to contain an R-rated Deadpool. I may be tripping, but I've got a pretty good memory, and I'm pretty sure that's what we were talking about come CinemaCon time, is that it's looking like Deadpool is going to get his run in Fox, and he is going to be separate from the MCU. So, I mean, that's kind of where I thought we were going with that, so I don't know where this rumor came from. But the reason I brought that up in the first place is because that rumor is what led into this next rumor via a mysterious Twitter account. And all right, that Twitter account said some things about Avengers a year or two before Avengers came out, and we'll say a year before Avengers came out, Endgame, and those couple things proved to be true. But we don't know how, we don't know why, we don't know whatever. We don't even know who this person really is, you know what I'm saying? So, those being true makes people put a lot of weight on this next rumor, because the tweet basically said, no, they're not going to put Deadpool in 3, but Sony really wants Venom to be part of Spider-Man 3, and that would be, yes, Hardy's Venom that we saw from the Venom movie, which I don't know about this one. This is like, once again, I don't see Marvel Studios kind of signing off on that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, that's one more property under Sony's control that Marvel's going to help hype up. Not to mention, does that Venom even really fit? You went through many painstaking motions to separate that Venom that you created in that Venom movie and put him away from Spider-Man. And I liked the Venom movie. I honestly think the sequel is going to be better than the Venom movie because I didn't love the Venom movie. However, I loved Spider-Man Far From Home. I loved Spider-Man in the Avengers. I have a feeling I loved Spider-Man Homecoming, sorry. Far From Home I haven't seen, but I was just about to say I have a feeling I'm going to love Far From Home as well. So, after you've got this top-notch, everybody loves Spider-Man movie, and then you've got this mixed review Venom movie that some people love, some people like, some people are like, meh. Why would you want to mesh the two together and risk damaging one great property with a mediocre one? That's just my thoughts going into this. Is one, why would Marvel Studios want to do this in the first place? Two, if it's part of Sony's full game plan, then you could tell eventually Sony's got the plan to take their ball and go home because they're trying to flesh out their villain, villain because they made sure you didn't think Venom was a villain, but they're fleshing that out to what, add Tom Holland as Spider-Man in there eventually? 'Cause I mean that would just be more convoluted Sony mess and what we're used to when it comes to Sony and their handling of the last Amazing Spider-Mans. But why would you risk it? You've got this guaranteed property in Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's doing great. You're just going to rake home money so you can play with your villains universe as much as you want. Why do this? I don't know. It doesn't seem like a win-win for either situation. And it seems to really just take away from Hardy's Venom and take away from Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You've got these things on their own and they work. One may not work great as the other one, but they still worked. People are still excited for this second Venom. People are still excited for all of this. So it's just Sony making their Sony decisions as usual that seem, I guess, to throw me off on this a little bit because I don't know, man. It just seems like unnecessary is the word. Unnecessary is the word I'm looking for. Now, if they really wanted Venom to come over, I guess if they did it right, it could happen. But at the same time, do we need it? Is back again. That's the main question. Do we need this to happen? And I think the big glowing answer to that is no. It's unneeded. And I don't get why Sony wants to force unneeded things. But like I said, this is totally a rumor. I'd put no real, just definitely take this with a grain of salt. Anyway, that's all I'm going to spend on that one. Tell me what y'all think about Venom popping up, because I honestly don't know what to think. Like I said, one good, one great movie. Why not keep them? You've got a formula that's working on both ends. Work the formula. Don't mesh the formulas together, because you know what happens in chemistry when you just start mixing formulas. Boom! Sometimes you get an explosion. Anyway, out of the 9 realms, throw up some Eyes on Isley. Let's talk about another one I'm not too sure about. So Eyes on Isley, obviously that's where we talk about all the stuff happening at Lucasfilm, Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? And this is coming from BuzzFeed sources that Layla Kalogridis, I'm sorry, I just destroyed your name, but Layla Kalogridis, I'm sorry, call me, tell me your name. Anyway, they wrote her as attached for the almost finished Knights of the Old Republic script. Now, people have been asking for this for a while now. And they've been saying they're playing in the Old Republic. But my question is, what are you playing in? Because I was under the influence that we're holding off on Star Wars properties. I was also under the influence that Benioff and Weiss were going to get the, I think 22, 24, and 26. I could be off by a year, but I thought they were going to get those Star Wars movies for those years. And it makes me wonder, are they going to be working off of this script and punching it up? Which would make me feel a little better, because from what I'm hearing about Game of Thrones, they work better when they've already got something to work with. But anyway, I don't know what to think here. Is this a Disney Plus film? Is this the Rian Johnson's going to direct film that we don't know when it's coming out? It could come out 6 years, or what would that be, 2 years past that? So like, what, 6 to 8 years from now? Like, I just don't know what to think of this news. On one, its placement. Like, when are we going to get these? When will this Magic Knights of the Old Republic film come out all of a sudden? Is it a Disney Plus film? But what really gets me the most is they didn't say a film in the Old Republic era. They said a Knights of the Old Republic film. And that makes me think, are we doing a film in the Old Republic era? Or are we doing a Knights of the Old Republic film? Are we about to just take a video game and try to streamline it? Are we going to see Malak and Revan? Are we going to see a Revan with no memory come and try to thwart the Sith? Like, what are we about to actually watch? Because I'd watch that. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was, to me, Knights of the Old Republic, as much as I hate turn-based games, it is all-time my favorite video game story, I think, that's ever been written. I played that game and I was blown away by the levels that they put into the story, because the story is just amazing with the big reveals and everything. I love the story of this game. So if they're doing the game verbatim, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. If they're not and they're just doing something in the Old Republic era, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Like, this is thousands of years before what you know is Star Wars. So, blank slate. You can do anything with this. Like, the sky is literally the limit on this one. And I'm actually really excited for where this is going to go. I mean, no confirmation on the studio. Like I said, this is just sources from BuzzFeed that wound up bringing this up. So I don't really know what to think of the news. That's why I didn't write about it, because once again, it's not in concrete. Just sources saying. And I know sometimes I go with sources saying stuff, but this one was a little far out for me. I don't really know what to think. Like, I wanted to wait to get on the video to talk about it, because I wanted to just sit here and kind of shoot about it, because I'm flabbergasted. Like I said, I don't know, like, Knights Old Republic, down. Old Republic anything, down. Is this real? Huh. But it's got a name attached to it, so it's got to be something. But anyway, very excited about this. I want to see where this goes. I honestly would love it if this was the script Rian Johnson was going to work. Because, like I said, I love The Last Jedi. I think Rian Johnson is an amazing director. But if this is the script he's going to work, I would love to see his vision for the Old Republic script. Especially if they're doing the Knights of the Old Republic, like the actual video game. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, we're going to get out of Eyes on Isley. We're going to go right into the e-ticket for our last section this week, and it's going to be some more Star Wars news pretty much, because the dedication ceremony for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge went up, and it was great. As you know, Galaxy's Edge opening last night, big opening today. In fact, people are walking around Galaxy's Edge right now as I'm shooting this video. I can't believe it. I wish I was there. I'm not quite the big enough media right now to be there, but I will be at Hollywood Studios because that's going to happen in my park. That's going to be in late August, though. So until then, I had to live vicariously through these guys. If you haven't seen the video, I put it up on the website underneath the e-ticket banner. Check it out. It's pretty neat. Not only does it give you all these different pictures and views of the park itself, and you get to see them in scale because there's actual people walking around, but not only do you get that, you get a look at all of the food, you get a look at all the merchandise, you get a really tiny sample of building a lightsaber. It was really neat. I'm glad I turned it on and watched it just for more than the dedication, because all of that came right before the dedication. And when the dedication came, Bob Iger gave a nice speech, and then out came the stars. The creator himself, George Lucas. You had Billy D. Williams, followed by Luke Skywalker, and then they talked over on how great they thought everything looked. You had Chewie in the background trying to fire up the Falcon. The Falcon wouldn't start, so they're like, man, does anyone know how to fix this? Oh. And then it happened. The pilot of the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, Harrison Ford himself, was even there. So, I mean, the dedication was star-studded. It was amazing. But even if you don't like watching dedication-type stuff and the fireworks going off and all that, check it out because you definitely want to see some of these shots of the park and some of these like really good hands-on, like the droids being built and stuff like that, operations, and how that's all going to go down. Looks at the food looks amazing. Even though I have got some samples, all this stuff that like price-wise on how much this is all going to cost, and it's a little pricey. I mean, yeah, it's Star Wars, so it's going to be, yeah, it's Disneyland, so it's going to be, but even for Disneyland and Disney World, which I'm at a lot, this stuff's a little pricey. Now, I think $200 for a saber, that's a good deal. $100 for a droid, that's a good deal. That's stuff you take home. I'm talking about the food prices. There's a $75 Rancor beer flight. The milk, the blue and green milk, is $8 a cup and seems to just be slush that not too many people are fond of. I don't know, man. I'm a little thrown off. I can't wait to go, but I'm going to have to play my pocketbook a little closer than I usually do because there's a lot of stuff I want. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I've also got to keep telling myself that it's in my backyard and I can go whenever I want. But anyway, check those videos out. You will love them if you're a Star Wars fan. You will love them if you're a park fan. Amazing amounts of immersion in this place, y'all. This is just, it's epic scale. Anyway. That is it for everything today. That is it for the show. So as always, hit us up on the email. Let us know anything I missed. Let us know anything you want to talk about. Let us know anything you want to see in the parks, especially Disney World Park, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Epcot. All those parks are in my backyard. I'm there all the time. So let me know what you want to see. I'll hook them up. And if you want to see them, along with food reviews and stuff like that, all that good stuff, go down there in the description after you subscribe and hit the bell and check them all out. There's a link to the website, but more importantly, there's a link to Facebook and Twitter. And I say more importantly because the links to Facebook and Twitter will let you know the second stuff hits the website. So you'll know right when news happens that hits my ear that I really want to talk about, I throw that out there. Any trailers that come out, I talk about them on there. Any park stuff, I talk about that on there. But along with those, you can follow us on Instagram. That'll be down there too. But on Instagram, put all my food reviews. Now, these also hit Facebook, so it won't matter. If you subscribe to us on Facebook, you'll still see them, but it's easier to see them on Instagram. Anyway, I got pictures. It'll be pictures of the park, all kinds of stuff, but more importantly, like I said, food reviews. I do food reviews, drink reviews, all that stuff on there, so you can either live vicariously through me, or if you're coming down this way, you'll know all the foods to try, all the drinks to try. Make a good little list. That way you got something to work with right when you hit the park so you're not aimlessly running around. But anyway, check those out. Follow us on all those sites. I love talking back and forth to y'all. I love seeing y'all's comments, especially when it comes to watching these movies and these trailers and any of the just strange movie news that seems to pop up here and there. That's what Disney Empire is all about. It's all about the movies. It's all about the animation. It's all about the parks. It's just all about entertainment in general, and that's what we do here. We're going to keep talking about it. So, until then, I always like to sign off with a Walt quote, and I've got a Walt quote for today too, so here it is. Why worry? If you've done the best you can, worrying won't make it any better.